lifeguards deal with a tragedy on the beach.
He couldn't have gone that quick. He just couldn't have.
On January 20, a Mongolian doctor by the name of Yondon Dungu tragically drowned here at Bondi Beach. With the support of his family, we'll use this show to outline our message of surf safety, the risks, the dangers and the consequences of going to the beach. And on behalf of the lifeguards, I strongly recommend you do not miss this show.
Millions of people flock to Bondi's fabled sands every year. With so many inexperienced swimmers, there are more rescues here than any other beach on Earth. How it's done is a skill trainee lifeguard Blake has been learning for the past few months.
Hopefully by the end of it, I'm just one of the boys and can do everything that they can do. And I know I won't be as good. These guys have all grown up at the beach and had 20 years and 10 years experience on the beach and whatnot. I can't beat that in 12 months, but hopefully I'll get good enough.
Today, Blake's mum and sisters have come to see how he's getting on.
Hey, boss, this is my friend.
Last week after he did a rescue, I asked him how he felt about that rescue and he said, well, someone's gone home to their family today that wouldn't have otherwise. And that's just really stuck with me as to how he feels about what he's doing here. And as a mum, that's something that's a really positive thing that he can give back to life as well as earning money at the same time.
Not long into Blake's patrol, he spots 4 swimmers struggling against a rip. One man can't swim. He pushes himself off the bottom as he gasps for air. But the rip is dragging them all into deeper water. With seconds to spare, Blake reaches the swimmers. Getting 4 people to shore is too much to handle for one lifeguard. Brooke joins the rescue. Then Yatesy and Thaney back up.
Blake started off with 4 on the board and it looks like he's just got 1 now. So I'm sure he's handling one person a lot better than 3 bringing in by himself.
There you go. There's a rescue.
Oh, it was terrific, mate. Good on you. We were just about to go for a walk and enjoy the beach and the rocks and suddenly things changed. So I guess that's the experience that they have all the time is things change very suddenly and they've got to be watching all the time.
It only takes seconds to drown. With thousands of swimmers in the water, lifeguards can never afford to drop their guard. But how do you tell when someone is enjoying a relaxing dip or is moments away from drowning?
When you're looking for someone that's in trouble, you notice most of the time they'll have their back to the waves, looking back to shore, and usually put a couple of strokes in or they'll only be breaststroking. They look like reasonably weak swimmers. They don't go under the waves, they just let the waves wash over their head.
Bondi Central to North ATV. Just if you could take a ride up the backpackers there.
Sometimes swimmers don't even know they're in a rip.
Throw your leg over this way. What happens is the water comes in and it's got to go somewhere, so it's got to rush out at certain points. You won't see waves breaking so much in a rip, and that's why it's dangerous. People think it's not going to be as rough for you, but it's actually the opposite. It's normally deeper water, you're not able to stand, and you end up going out to sea quite quickly, and that's where the trouble is.
When you're caught in a rip, you should never fight against it. You should go across the rip to where the waves are and you'll get to safety. If Thorpe can only swim 2.3 metres per second, there's no hope for an average swimmer when a rip runs at 3 metres plus per second. Here we have another girl. She's looking around. That's another sign that she's not sure on what she's doing. She's getting in a bit of trouble.
Unaware they're being monitored, struggling swimmers are prioritised by lifeguards.
At first, when it's taking them out to sea, they start running out of energy and then the panic sets in because they realise they're not making any ground to get back to shore.
The one furthest out looks like she might need a bit of help, so Reidy, can you go for a paddle and just check on them and bring in whoever needs help?
This is a person that's caught in the rip. Look like they're yelling out and screaming to the shore for help. You can really tell in the eyes to the fear and distress. They're thinking that they're going to actually drown.
Yeah, Bondi Central to Corey Oliver. Can you pin it to the southern side of the middle set of flags, mate? We've got a kid in urgent need of help. You're paddling out, you're going as fast as you can, but it's still going to take you a minimum 15, 20 seconds to get to them. And by the time you're getting sort of, 5, 10 strokes away, they just go under and there's nothing you can do. You just get there and you either have to pull them up by their hair or even dive off the board to sort of get underneath them and swim back to the surface.
Despite lifeguards' best efforts, some people have stopped breathing by the time they get to them.
No one likes to see someone drown, and you start doing resuscitation, but there's always that fear you're not going to get them back, and if you don't get them back, it's probably one of the worst feelings you can feel.
It's 4:30 p.m. on a busy summer Saturday. A strong rip is running in the south corner. Reidy thinks he's spotted a man in trouble and radios the tower.
Bondi Central to jet ski, come in. Yeah, we need you back here at Bondi in the southern corner, straight away, please.
Just rounding the southern point now, it should be there.
Tom saw the man before he called the jet ski. When he looks back, he's gone.
No, this is not cool.
When Reidy reaches the spot that he last saw the man, there's no sign.
Southern corner, really can't see him, he's underwater. I've lost a visual on him. There's somewhere there in the southern corner, about 50 metres maybe in from your position there, but in that southern rip.
Mate, from what I saw up here, there was a guy floundering. His head was just above water, but it was continually going under. I put the binocs down to call the jet ski and put him back on, and now I can't see him anywhere. Reidy was paddling out. He was about 50 metres away from him, and he got out there, couldn't see him.
Bondi ATV to Bondi Central. I might even send Blake up to the top of the icebergs there to see if he can see him on the road.
Reidy finally locates a swimmer in the rip, but he's not sure it's the man he saw earlier.
Has he gone under, do you think, Tom? Mate, I think so. I cannot see him anywhere. He was scrapping.
2 rescue boards and a jet ski have been dispatched, while Blake scans the water from above. But there's still no sign of the man.
I can see nothing. All I can see is waves, and now Blake's looking and jet ski searching. I can't see any person in distress. I can't see any board riders who seem to be too concerned, so maybe he's made it back to shore.
Mate, is there anyone there on the shoreline that possibly could have been swimming with him or is a friend of him that may confirm if he's back to shore?
Excuse me? Did you have a friend out there swimming at all? No. Do you have a friend out there swimming?
Well, that's why I'm not sure there's anyone there, because there's no one running around distressed, there's no board riders worried.
There seems to be no sign of panic or worry down here whatsoever, haven't we?
Corey follows procedure but is uncertain anyone is missing. While Tom and Reidy both saw the man struggling, they can't be sure he's gone under.
Yeah, when Reidy gets back to shore, he was the one that was going in for the rescue that spotted the guy, so maybe just double check with him.
Okay, copy that.
3 minutes have passed since the man was last seen. If he is underwater, the chances of a successful resuscitation are rapidly diminishing.
Who knows? Reidy, do you know how far? Did you see where he was? Yeah, here. I was just watching this Asian guy, and then suddenly he was going, and I couldn't see him over the back of the waves. And then I looked over, and I just seen a couple of arms go up, and I went, "I'm gonna have to go." And I radioed for the jet ski, and I realised he wasn't going to hear me because he was going to Tama. So I went out, and then I got out there, and there was like an Indian guy, and it didn't look like the same guy that was going. And I was like, "Okay, you all right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And so I said, "Oh, can you go in for me?" And then I don't know.
Surfers and swimmers are everywhere, but there are no witnesses. No friends or family come forward. Lifeguards have never lost a swimmer right in front of them like this before.
He couldn't have gone that quick. He just couldn't have.
The search continues for 45 minutes, even though lifeguards remain unsure someone is actually missing.
Mate, there is 4 or 5 surfers around him, which happened that quick. Hopefully one of the surfers just grabbed him or he found his feet. Doesn't look like it's that dangerous a rip down there. Like, there's not that much water moving. It's pretty shallow. Like, you should be able to stand.
Every lifeguard is involved in the search, but there are still 25,000 people to safeguard on the beach. False alarms are common, and with no new leads, the search is scaled back.
No one up there saw anything, so yeah, who knows. From what you say, like right where I think he was, there's a massive rock. So it's just a dark patch in the water.
I hope I'm wrong. I don't know.
but there's still a nagging fear a swimmer is lost.
Yep, all those people down there, guys, out of the water, very dangerous area.
Reidy has no patience for people disregarding safety warnings.
Hey! Come here. See that sign there? See that sign? Get out of the water. Get out of the water. Now get the hell down there and don't swim where I tell you not to swim. See the red and yellow flags?
Okay.
Red and yellow flags. All up the other end of the beach.
Okay.
Up there. Not here.
At 4:30 p.m, lifeguards thought they saw a man drowning at South Bondi. An extensive search failed to find him. No family or friends have come forward. Lifeguards remain unsure if anyone actually went missing. 2 hours later, as pack-up begins, a 16-year-old boy comes to the tower. He is looking for his father.
About where they are. He's so pretty close to the rocks. Just stay there for a second.
If this is the missing man, lifeguards realise there's slim hope of finding him alive.
Hey, Corey, we're going to call the helicopter. Me. He lost his dad. It was about 200 metres off the rocks at south.
About 1 or 2 hours ago.
Sounds like a right spot, doesn't it? Yes, this is Corey Adams at Waverley Council Lifeguards. We thought someone might have gone under the waves. We weren't absolutely sure, so a bloke's just come up now and said he's lost his father and he fits the description, and we might be able to get the police helicopter and the Westpac or the Westpac helicopter down here to do an aerial search. We've got the jet ski in the water.
Your family's down here?
Yeah.
When your dad went in the water, did someone go in with him?
No.
No? He went by himself?
Yeah. All right.
The missing man is a doctor
Dad
from
went for a
Mongolia.
swim?
He
Haven't seen him
migrated to
since.
Australia with his wife and 3 children just 1 week ago.
Missing person is about 40 years of age. He's from Mongolia. His name is Dungu. He arrived at the beach 2 to 3 hours ago, went for a swim and hasn't been seen from his family since. All right, so when was the last time you saw your husband?
Until 2 hours.
All available lifeguards resume the search, while 18-year-old Blake stays with the family.
They got caught up.
I'd rather she was up at Central rather than be down here if something was to happen to her, whether she slips in the shop or whatever. What do you think?
The only thing is, if she comes up here, she's going to be hearing every radio message and phone call that goes on over.
Yeah, copy that, mate. I'll just monitor down here the best I can.
Okay, someone's just got to try and keep her calm, that's all. That's just be reassuring.
Lifeguards search above and below the water. But as the light fades, Reidy finds it hard going.
It's really hard around where there's not much sunlight, and I can't really see much out here either. Okay, I've got the police, and they're going to try and get the Westpac helicopter out, or the police helicopter, and I've notified Bruce.
Yeah, Corey on the jet ski.
It's now 7:20 p.m, almost 3 hours since the man first went missing. As word spreads, off-duty lifeguards volunteer to join in the search.
I've got 2 blokes, Ben Sutherland and Ben Quigley, in wetsuits. They're ready to resume the search. They're coming down to meet you now, over.
It's a pretty bad rip down here at South, deep channel, and yeah, not really strong swimmers down here today, so I'm not sure. I don't want to say what I think's happened, but yeah, all I can say is just hope for the best. Hopefully he shows up around, like he might have just wandered off, but we'll just wait and see. The police helicopter's here and Westpac was just here. We've got the guys out there in the jet ski, so we're just giving an extensive search and hopefully it all turns out for the best. You know, hopefully it all goes good.
Bondi jet ski to Central.
Suddenly, the Westpac rescue chopper identifies a shadow in the water.
We're presently hovering over a 4 to 5 foot shark. Probably better off sending a shark alarm.
Copy that.
In the confusion and noise, lifeguards mistake the shark for the man's body and dive in to retrieve it. The shark is scared away.
The last time you saw him was at 5 o'clock. Yeah. Where was he? Was he in the water at 5, or was that when he went in?
Can he swim? He cannot swim.
When's his birthday? My name's just the phone.
What day?
What day was it for?
Oh, today.
Today.
So the 20th?
Yeah.
Yep, of January 1965. Okay.
We've got a guy out there on the surfboard waving his hands. I think he's gone in.
It's going to be horrible. I wonder where the family is. They're right there. Police have got them.
Head tilt. Get the tilt.
Until paramedics arrive, lifeguards must work on the man, no matter what the chances of resuscitation.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I mean, they're obviously doing everything they can, the boys. They'd have the defib and the oxy and everything on him, but, you know, he's just been under too long.
Let's get him on. Want to hear it, man? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30. Let's go, get you ready.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Put him down. Do not touch. All right, off.
Corey notifies Chief Lifeguard Bruce Hopkins.
Yeah, Bruce is Corey, mate, at the Lifeguards Tower. We found him and the boys are working on him furiously. I think it's a futile attempt, but the ambulance is here just picking him up now.
Just so you know, we're down out the ambulance, he's been declared dead, and we're running up.
See you, mate. The ambo's declared him dead there.
Yeah.
Bring everything back up here to Central. Just need to all get dry, get dressed, and we'll have a little talk over.
Yeah, copy that. I'll let all the boys know. I'll pass it on the police now.
A swimmer has drowned at Bondi for the first time in 4 years.
I don't know how many of you have been involved in something like this before, but, you know, in 20 years of being here, there's been probably a few of these that have happened to us, and I'm sure it probably won't be the last one, unfortunately, but these things happen, so...
Yeah, they do happen, fellas.
Yeah.
Just sometimes they just go under and you can't do anything about it.
At least full surface surrounding you.
Yeah.
I saw a guy standing on the sandbank.
Yeah.
We got a call from Reidy that he's going out. Standard rescue. He was the only one down there, so I told backpackers just to stand by, just in case he might have needed assistance. Put the goggles back on him. I couldn't see anything. All I could see was like maybe a forehead or something. I saw something, and that was it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that you don't even know where you're going to go because I keep slipping off the bank. Because I was low, the waves, I couldn't see over the waves to see whether I needed to go or not.
From what it sounds like, he was standing, lost his footing, and then just sunk. Over the last 4 or 5 years, the lifeguards have had a pretty clean slate. Statistically, you know, we haven't lost anyone. But because of the dangerous conditions down here and the tragic event that occurred, it's definitely, you know, sent a shockwave through the team.
Feel really sick in the stomach because it was my area of the water, and I just felt like I'd made a mistake. I'd done something wrong. Like I was like watching him, and then and you're watching other things, and then I went back and like the waves were breaking, and I went and I radioed the jet. I just couldn't figure out how someone could go under so quick. People scream and people splash and people make a lot of noise, and he pretty much took a mouthful of water and went under, and I couldn't. I thought maybe I missed him and maybe he made all that noise and I didn't see it.
By all means, if you're feeling bad about it tomorrow, it's not a sign of weakness to ask to talk to someone about it. These services are available free of charge, anonymously through the council, so don't carry it around with you. Thanks, what are you doing, mate? Blakey, you all right?
Yeah.
Thanks.
How do you have this kid come up to you and you know that his father is dead? The hardest part was walking along the beach and kind of asking him the questions like, can your dad swim? Does he have anywhere else to go? And you saw it click in his head and then his mum's head that, like, there isn't much hope. Like, he was in the water. He didn't have anywhere else to go. He couldn't swim. And I think that was the toughest part for me was watching them realise that their husband, like their father, is gone, and no one ever wants to finish a day at work knowing that someone died while they were on.
For us to do this job, we have to expect things like this. It's hard to deal with at the time, but I think it's going to be a lot harder on the guys that it was their first time.
I think the best thing was going through it as a group. Like, that night, I felt a lot more part of the team. Like, we'd all worked together and done everything we could, and we were all feeling exactly the same. And it was, it's one of the things I took out of it was the greater sense of being part of the team and being a lifeguard now.
I think it'll probably make him a better lifeguard because, like, in his first year, he's just realised that people drown. You know, this isn't just a walk in the park job. You know, this is like lifeguarding is lifeguarding, and you're guarding lives. And if people will drown.
From what I gathered from his family and friends, Yondon Dungu himself was 42 years of age. He'd been in Australia for 1 week, and his family would have absolutely been thriving on the fact that they'd been given this new opportunity and about to kickstart a new life. And in the blink of an eye, as it occurs down here sometimes at Bondi, it was just taken away from him, and it literally was that fast.
Several lifeguards attended Dungu's funeral to pay their respects to his family. Having lost their breadwinner, the family then had no choice but to return to Mongolia. A family friend has sent a letter to the lifeguards on their behalf.
It reads, "Dear Tom, Yondon Dungu, a Mongolian national, tragically drowned at Bondi Beach on the 20th of January 2007. Many ordinary Australians rallied round to support his family during a very difficult period, reflecting the compassion and decency of the local community in helping people in a time of need. On behalf of the family, Dungu's wife, Segi, and children Zorig, Sanbaya and Bachulum, I would like to thank the Waverley Lifeguards for their sympathy and support. The attendance of so many Bondi lifeguards at the funeral was very much appreciated. The family is aware of the stresses and pressures the lifeguards have to face on a daily basis to keep the beaches safe, and we wish all of you good luck for the future."
You can't help but not be affected by a letter that has those words in it, and we're passionate about what we do. This is why we take it so seriously, because when you read those words in there, it's pretty ordinary.